Welcome to installment number 291 of the Mitzvahs as enumerated by Maimonides, the Rambam. Today we have two commandments continuing our conversation from yesterday with regard to paying wages to a hired worker. And as we discussed yesterday, it is a mitzvah to allow our hired workers that are working in the field with produce that grows from the ground, to allow them to eat the produce that they are working. And the first mitzvah of today, negative commandment 267, is the prohibition of these workers to eat while they work, that they can only consume what they have picked after they are done working. And the second prohibition of today, negative commandment 268, is the prohibition of taking this produce somewhere else and eating it somewhere else. The mitzvah is only that they can eat it where they are. If they're hungry, they can eat it. But to take doggy bags and bring it home and bring it for family and friends and other people, this is prohibited. In addition, there are a couple of other details here that they are not allowed to eat this produce with something else, because it's going to cause them to want to eat more of the produce because they're not going to be as full. Also, you cannot simply eat the produce, squeeze it for its juice and only have the juice, because again, you're going to end up having a lot more, needing a lot more of the produce than if you were eating the whole thing, right? It'll fill you up much more if you have the whole fruit with the fiber and everything else in it, rather than just having the juice from it. And we see here the importance that the Torah emphasizes both on the employee and the employer. Both are taken into account. That on the one hand, we want the employee to be happy and feel satisfied and not be hungry on the job. But at the same time, we also are sensitive to the employer, making sure that they're not taken advantage of, right? That, you know, if an employee was taking doggy bags and bringing leftovers home for his family and friends, there's no telling how much he would take. And this would be a very big financial strain on the employer. And as well as all of these other details with regards to how it must be eaten, that it can't be eaten with anything else. It can't be eaten with any other fruit or any other food, or even squeezed for its juice, because we are very, very careful that while we want the employee to be happy, we also need to be sensitive to the employer, because it is, after all, his or her business, and we do want them to be able to make their livelihood, and not, God forbid, anybody should be losing out from this. And as we've said, that it is so important to have a joyous, happy working environment, and that it is important for both ends to be happy. When the employee is happy and feels like he's being treated nicely and that he can eat and is on a full stomach, then he's happy and he's able to do the work and able to accomplish more. And thus, the employer is happy as well, because he's getting a job well done and he's able to make his parnasa, make his livelihood as well. And in this case, this is when God's blessing can truly dwell and come down. It's when there is happiness and there is joy in what we are doing. Have a wonderful day.